Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. This is a warning to silver stackers, new and old stackers. Markets are manipulated. People are spreading FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of assuming, and we need to stop this. I'm going to be exposing silver's true value and debunking all the myths, the lies, and uncertainty. So before we start, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if this video can get 150 likes. Everyone go like the video right now. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Like the video if you love precious metals. I know you do. And so let's jump into it. So, a lot of people try to downplay silver. Try to say, oh, silver's not valuable, silver's a bearish market, silver prices aren't going to go anywhere. But the truth is that silver has been $50 twice in the last 30 years, and more than likely it's going to happen again very soon. Why, you ask, Silver Slayer? Well, because the same exact things are happening from the 2008 credit crisis that led to $50 silver that's happening now from this virus outbreak. And if history is any sign of an indicator that it's going to repeat, then at least we're going to see $50 silver, more than likely much higher than that. Times are more severe, so there's going to be more severe prices. You want to talk about crazy silver prices? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in crazy times. So there's several indicators. One is the dollar. If the dollar is deflating, silver in return rises. And the way that our money, our dollar bills are deflating itself, devaluing itself, becoming more worthless due to hyperinflation, shows that there's a very high chance that gold and silver is going to rise. Gold is reaching record-breaking highs right now. Silver, usually, since it's gold's little brother, catches up a couple weeks or a couple months afterwards. So I'm not surprised that silver is staying lower for the meantime. Now let's talk about that a little bit. Since silver is relatively cheap compared to gold, it's actually the cheapest it's been in 5,000 years. This means people have a perfect opportunity to downplay silver, to spread negativity about silver, because it's not performing that well right now. Yet. The key word is yet. Its time will come. Silver, like I said, being gold's little brother, it doesn't happen with gold, it happens shortly afterwards, and we're in that waiting period right now. You just have to be patient enough to wait for these markets to turn, wait for the tables to turn. Most people aren't patient enough. Most people are going to tell you that silver's a terrible investment, but they're not going to talk about $50 silver in 2011. They're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about the beneficial factors that silver has. They're not going to talk about silver's potential. They're not going to talk about the gold to silver ratio and how silver is so cheap and why silver is an industrial metal or how it's becoming a monetary metal. They're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about the silver supply, the silver shortage, silver demand rising because of 5G technology and electric vehicles. They're not going to talk about how silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to say, oh, silver's price is cheap. Silver's price is low. It's a bad investment. But why? Why is silver a bad investment? Jim Rogers, investing millionaire from Wall Street millionaire, said if he could invest into anything in the next 3 to 5 years, it would be silver, physical silver, and it has the most potential by far out of every other investment, including stock markets, including everything. So why do people hate silver so much? Why do they shed bad negativity on it? Well, one is because they were taught that way. They're brainwashed that way. They're brainwashed that way. The feds, the governments, the banks, they tend to manipulate silver's market and make it seem like it's a bad or a bearish investment because silver's a direct threat to the dollar. The dollar is only worth as much as people think it is. So if something comes along the way like gold and silver that has actual value, that's real money, cannot be created nor destroyed, then that's a threat to the dollar. And if something's threatening the dollar, That's threatening their livelihood, their wealth. They're greedy. So they're going to try to push that threat out of the way, making sense why they always say that gold and silver is a bad investment, even though they own tons, boatloads of gold and silver, right? They do. That's because they need to protect their wealth, because they know that gold and silver is the only thing that's separating them from wealthy to poor. Because dollar bills, no matter how many dollar bills you have, it doesn't mean you're rich or wealthy. It just means people think you are, because it's based off of how much people think the value is worth. And if people lose faith in the dollar, then the dollar's value will also lose value. It's directly correlated to people's thoughts on perception on what they think it's worth, which is bad, because if times get tough, if people start losing faith in the dollar, especially during virus outbreaks, during massive recession slash depressive slash type states in the society, you can see how times could get tougher and things could get riskier. Risk slash reward. Those two words came into mind. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. What separates silver from stock markets? It's called a safe haven metal or a safe haven asset for a certain reason. It's safe. Safe haven. It's your haven. It's your comfort blanket. It's a safe haven metal because it's not pegged to any fiat-based system. Anything that's pegged to fiat currency, your US dollar bills, your dollar bills, anything that's pegged to that is at risk because the dollar is worthless. So if you're investing in the stock markets are based in US dollars or in fiat currency. So if fiat currency crashes, guess what? Stock markets are going to crash too. Options markets, futures contracts. You can see how it's just like switching seats on the Titanic. It's all going to go down eventually. Gold and silver, though, doesn't do that. If the dollar falls, gold and silver actually has a better chance to rise. So you can see how people would want to transfer their wealth into gold and silver to protect themselves from the dollar deflating. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power due to hyperinflation. If you go to usdebtclock.org, you can see we're $25 trillion in debt. $25 trillion in debt, giving these massive stimulus packages when we just simply don't have the money. It's not that we don't want to, we just don't have it because our system is designed to fail. So I hope that people can take advantage, still get in cheap, because sooner than later, silver prices are not going to be around this easily accessible. Silver's not going to be this accessible, period. Regardless of what the price is, it's going to be extremely hard to get your hands on physical silver, right? Because there's a silver shortage. U.S. Mint sold out of American Eagles. We see this ongoing approach, to try to say that, oh, the dollar's fine. The dollar's in good hands. The dollar is valuable. And it's easily believable because America, United States, is the richest country in the world. China, these countries are rich, and people believe them. It's easy to believe the government because look at how Americans live. The hard part to see is the reality behind it. And if you've never been exposed to it, if you've never heard about, if you've never seen usdebtclock.org and seen the live counter, the debt clock, if you've never been exposed to any of this information, then you could see how you'll just fall victim to it and you'll believe all the lies. I don't want you to do that. Gold and silver is a perfect way to transfer your wealth against the dollar. If you have $50,000 in a bank account, what you can buy in 5-10 years is drastically going to be different. Right now, maybe you can buy a Tesla for $50,000, but in 10 years, you will not be able to because the dollar is losing its purchasing power, the value. What you can buy with the dollar is depreciating. Just like back in the day, a 50 cents could buy you a gallon of gas. Nowadays, it's several dollars. Silver is timeless, though. Silver is timeless. It's like putting your money in a time capsule. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought this video was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, please make sure to smash the like button. I really enjoy making these types of videos, warning silver stackers, because I understand how easy it is to get sucked into the lies, the myths, and to lose faith in the markets. Sometimes, especially when we have emotional attachment in the markets, sometimes it can be discouraging just wanting silver's price to move, and it doesn't, especially people that have been in the world for precious metals for several years. I get it, but the whole point is that we are sticking to our roots and remembering why we started stacking. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts in the world of precious metals are currently. Do you think that silver has potential? Do you think that silver prices are going to pick up? And at what rate? Some people are speculating $50 silver, some people are speculating $20 silver, some people are speculating $500 silver in the next 5 to 10 years. What is your outtake? I definitely think silver could easily be $50 silver in the next 3 to 5 years, given the circumstances, given the information, given the charts, the chart analytical standpoints, the price forecast, the predictions that I've read. It's all leaning towards very bullish prices, right? And as the weaker the dollar gets, the better chance gold and silver have of rising. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought it was informational, educational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Let's see if this video can get 150 likes. Everyone go like the video. Thank you so much, especially if you stuck around this far in the video to the end. Thank you so much. I appreciate you dearly. Expect more videos coming soon. Go check out the video I posted earlier today as well. It's a very good video talking about how silver destroys the dollar. Talking more about the dollar index and silver's correlation and how prices are affected by that. I definitely think you're going to enjoy that video. It's a banger, so go check that out as well. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.